It was looked forward to with anticipation, as it was much like a harvest. Feasting and rejoicing attended the event. 1 Sir 25. 2, 11, 36. 2 Sir 13. 23, 24, 28. The Mosaic law prohibited eating the fat of sheep. 7. 23-25, as well as slaughtering a sheep and its young one on the same day. 22. 28. It also included provisions for handling matters involving straying sheep and loss, maiming, or theft of sheep. X 22. 1, 4, 9-13. D 22. 1, 2. Israel's obedience to God's laws determined whether their flocks and herds would be blessed or cursed. D 7. 12, 13. 28. 2, 4, 15, 18, 31, 51. Sheep had from earliest times been offered in sacrifice. GE 4. 2, 4. 22. 7, 8, 13. Job 42. 8. Under the law, all firstborn male lambs were to be sacrificed, but not until at least 8 days old. To redeem a firstborn male ass, a sheep was to be offered. X 34. 19, 20. 22. 27 rams were presented as guilt offerings. 5. 15, 16, 18. 6. 6. Burnt offerings. 9. 3. 16. 3. 23. 12. And communion sacrifices. 9. 4. And a ram served as an installation offering for the Aaronic priesthood. X 29. 22. 8. 22-28 daily, 2-year-old rams constituted the constant burnt offering. X 29. 38-42 at the start of the months and in connection with the annual festivals, aside from the constant burnt offering, rams and male lambs were sacrificed. New 28. 11, 17-19, 26, 27. 29. 1-38 The ram was such a prominent feature of Israel's offerings that the prophet Samuel used fat of rams in parallel with sacrifice. 1 Sir 15. 22 However, at times female lambs could be presented as communion sacrifices. 3. 6. Sin offerings. 4. 32. New 6. 14. And guilt offerings. 5. 6. Prophetic and figurative use. In the scriptures, sheep often denote the defenseless, innocent, and, at times, abused people of Jehovah. 2 Sir 24. 17. PS 44. 11, 22. 95. 7. 119. 176. Mount 10. 6, 16. Joe 21. 16, 17. Row 8. 36 Under unfaithful shepherds or leaders, the Israelites as God's sheep suffered greatly. Through his prophet Ezekiel, Jehovah presents a most pathetic picture of neglect. The flock itself you do not feed. The sickened ones you have not strengthened, and the ailing one you have not healed, and the broken one you have not bandaged, and the dispersed one you have not brought back, and the lost one you have not sought to find, but with harshness you have had them in subjection, even with tyranny. And they were gradually scattered because of there being no shepherd, so that they became food for every wild beast of the field. S 34. 3-5 By contrast, Jesus' sheep, both the little flock and the other sheep, who follow his lead, are well cared for. Luke 12. 32. Joe 10. O textoi acute miritra longo, shake 917 horns like a lamb, suggestive of a pretense of inoffensiveness. Similarly, Jesus spoke of false prophets as wolves in sheep's covering, hence dangerous, although appearing to be harmless. Mount 7. 15. The trembling of Mount Sinai at the time of Jehovah's giving the law to Israel. X 19. 18 seems to be alluded to under the figure of mountains skipping about like rams. PS 114. 4-6. Compare PS 29. 5, 6, 68. 8. Wild sheep. The Hebrew word to has been variously translated wild bull kj, antelope as, and gazelle. However, Lexicon Inveteris Testamenti Libros, by Kuhler and Baumgartner Leiden, 1958, p. 1016, gives wild sheep as a possible rendering, and it is thus translated at Deuteronomy 14. 5 and Isaiah 51. 20. Wild sheep are distinguished from domestic sheep by their outer coat, which is of coarse hair rather than wool. The variety of wild sheep that is now geographically closest to Palestine is the Armenian wild sheep Ovis gmelini, found in the mountain ridges of Asia Minor and eastern Iran. The ram of this variety measures less than 0.9 meters, 3 feet high at the shoulder. Sheepfold. The enclosure into which the sheep were usually brought for the night to protect them from thieves and predatory animals. Although caves and other natural shelters were also used, often sheepfolds were permanent pens having stone walls. New 32.